Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for Friday, November 30th, 2012. It is the last day in November, last Friday in November, and also the start of the weekend. So let's take a look at the latest forecast discussion. And you can see throughout the northern Mid-Atlantic, throughout the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan areas, we are dealing with, well, cold temperatures, very cold temperatures. Temperatures in Messina are around 21 degrees. The rest of the region anywhere from the mid 20s to lower 30s. You could tell where the snowpack was located as temperatures really bottomed out in the lower 20s. I even got a report of a couple of upper teens in portions of northwestern New Jersey. And you can see right along the coast, we're really, really cold. Temperatures really fell off last night, and that's what happens when you have light and variable winds, clear skies for the most part, and you have a cold, dry atmosphere in place. You have temperatures that just bottom out. So it is very chilly this morning, but the good news is that we are going to be warming up big time for this upcoming weekend and also for early next week. Enjoy it while you can. So let's take a look at the latest radar as of 8:45 a.m. You can see there's a disturbance that's moving along over the Great Lakes, over Lake Erie. And this disturbance will track towards the New York City and Philadelphia metropolitan area. Now, I think locations to the north in New York City could see a isolated shower or snow flurry, but I think most of the region here is going to remain dry as this disturbance passes through. It's very weak and the air is very dry, and I suspect that most of this is going to just be some passing cloud cover, but I can't rule out a passing flurry or a shower, especially later on this evening. Taking a look at the latest infrared satellite picture, you can see this cold front boundary hanging around over portions of the let's see here, the Hudson River Valley, northern Pennsylvania, northern Connecticut. So this cold front here is going to gradually give way to this high pressure system right here, this couplet right here. And what's going to happen is that while this cold front basically collapses and washes away, this high pressure system will take hold, shift towards the New England coastal waters, and basically force a southwesterly wind over the northern Mid-Atlantic by tomorrow afternoon and continuing on through this upcoming weekend and into early next week. And a southwesterly wind, as you know, well, that leads to very warm conditions. Combine that with what we're seeing with the water vapor satellite picture. Here we are again with our big mammoth upper level low in the Gulf of Alaska, and you can finally see the complete influences of this upper level low just driving Pacific pattern after Pacific disturbance, should I say, through the west coast where they're getting very heavy rain and some snow and about 20 inches of rain in portions of northern California, and driving that air all the way across the country. And when you have that Pacific air moving across the country at the mid-levels, combined with a high pressure system that's going to shift off of Maine and produce southwesterly winds and southerly winds over portions of the Philadelphia, New York City metropolitan area, you end up with well above normal temperatures, where we could be looking at temperatures in the upper 50s, possibly even a few lower 60s here and there in portions of southwestern New Jersey, especially in the Delaware River Valley. So we're definitely looking at a very nice warm pattern, but this is not going to last long. I'm getting a lot of indications, which I talked about in the long-range forecast discussion for premium members, of this upper level low collapsing. And I explained why it's going to be collapsing in the discussion. So it's a good read. I suggest to everyone, if you're not a premium member, it's a good time to join. It's only $10 a month. So here we have the European model guidance. Okay, this is from the Penn State EWOL website, and it's an excellent website for all your model needs. You can see by this evening we have our upper level low in the Gulf of Alaska. We have a progressive zonal pattern across the United States. High pressure over Quebec will start to shift towards the Canadian Maritimes, leading to our temperatures remaining a bit chilly for this afternoon. We're looking at highs anywhere in the mid to upper 40s. However, by the time we get into this weekend, by the time we get to tomorrow, we're looking at temperatures rebounding nicely into the upper 40s to lower 50s, possibly even a few mid 50s over portions of central and southern New Jersey. And then it really gets warm on Sunday. That's when we start seeing temperatures in the mid to upper 50s. And you can see we have a zonal flow at 500 millibars. warm air flooding all of the United States at 850 millibars. And at the surface, we have that southwesterly wind. So we're going to be rather warm on Sunday, looking at temperatures in the mid to upper 50s, a few lower 60s here and there in portions of the Philadelphia metro. Could even see some 60-degree temperatures around Newark. This is very short-lived. This is not the weather pattern that we're going to be seeing throughout the winter. I know a lot of people are concerned about that, but this is part of the step I was talking about. We have to get from point A to point Z, and in order to get to point Z, we have to go through C and D and E, F, and G. Well, here we are at E, F, and G, and E, F, and G is not very pleasant if you like snow, and very pleasant if you have to put out Christmas lights or holiday lights or whatever you're doing out there. So take this as a nice break, because it comes to a crashing halt, which I'll show in a moment. As we go on through the rest of the week, we remain in a rather warm and tranquil weather pattern through at least Tuesday evening. By Wednesday, a powerful Arctic cold front moves through, dropping our temperatures back down towards reality, basically in the mid to upper 40s for highs by Wednesday afternoon. And for Thursday, we end up in a rather chilly weather pattern with temperatures in the mid to upper 40s for highs and also a few scattered clouds. So it's really not too bad on Thursday, but definitely a significant drop in our temperatures compared to what we're going to be seeing this upcoming weekend and early next week. Now, I'm just going to show very briefly our pattern change. So remember where we started at. We started at here with a big, huge upper level low setting up over the Gulf of Alaska. By day 7, we end up with an upper level low around the Aleutian Islands. That's a big change. We start seeing an upper level low or a trough starting to dig into the plains, and notice where our ridge is starting to develop back where our trough was. So you can see a pattern change starting to evolve, and if we look at the next 7 to 10 days, we see that evolution really starting to take place and really start to lock in. Can't see it on here, but we have a lot of high latitude blocking, a lot of heights building over the North Pole. We start to see this ridge extend itself. This ridge over portions of Eastern Asia starts to build. A trough starts to become established around the Aleutian Islands. A ridge builds over the west, trough in the east. Gee, this looks exactly like I was talking about for the past couple of days, warning people, hey, pattern change is going to happen. It's just going to take some time. Have patience. Drink some eggnog. Relax. So here we are with the pattern change starting to evolve. And believe me, the models are not even catching half of what's really going to be happening over the next several weeks. So if you are a premium member, and thank you if you are, you already know why I think we're going to see a pattern change. And I'm actually going to talk about why in the discussions tomorrow in Perk State, Pennsylvania, and Butler, New Jersey. The Winter Weather Workshop. The first one is in Perk State, Pennsylvania, between 10 and 11:30 a.m. $30 at the door. $20 in advance if you want to pay for today. Proceeds go to the Red Cross. The other one is in Butler, New Jersey. Here's the address right here. Between 3 and 4:30. Again, same thing. $20 right now, $30 at the door. Proceeds go to the Red Cross. We're going to be talking about the winter weather pattern. I have an excellent discussion all set up about stratospheric warming, the stratosphere in general, and where I think the Arctic Oscillation, North Atlantic Oscillation, and the Eastern Pacific Oscillation will be going over the next couple of months. It's going to be a fun discussion, a lot of great times, and hey, you get to ask me questions about what I think is going to happen and why. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Well, that is your forecast discussion for today. Of course, I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. You can follow the latest weather information at nynjpaweather.com and nynjpaweather on Twitter and Facebook. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe out there.